Hi there, my name is Yehoshua Grunstein, and it's a pleasure to be with you and to share with you a brief thought about Parshat Vayakhel Pekudei that, God willing, we're going to be reading this Shabbos. All of us rabbis know that any time we get up to deliver a drasha or a shir, the most important thing that we have to remember is that every single word we say, any sentence that we take out of our mouth, have to connect to the main message that we want to convey. If we go on some sort of a tangent, we usually will lose the attention of those listening, and unfortunately, we probably won't be able to influence them with our words in the way that we at least thought that we can. From this perspective, when reading Parshat Vayakhel Pekudei, it's rather clear that the main message is building the Mishkan, with the limitation being not doing so on Shabbos. And therefore, it's surprising that there's one pasuk there that seems out of place. Moshe Rabbeinu brings all the Jewish people together, Vayakhel Moshe et kol hadat b'nei Yisrael, and tells them, this is the agenda. You need to build the Mishkan. This is how to do it. And then the pasuk tells us, Vayetzu kol hadat b'nei Yisrael milifnei Moshe, that when the meeting was over, they went home. What does that have to do with the main message? Of course, when the meeting's over, you go home. Why is it so important for the Torah to tell us that when the meeting was over, when Moshe Rabbeinu finished conveying this important message that would dictate what the Jewish people are going to do for the next few weeks, they went home? Obviously, when the meal's over, you no longer eat. Why is it so important for the Torah to tell us that when the meeting was over, they left? Explains Rav Eliyahu Lopian, Zichrono Levracha, in his Leiv Eliyahu on Parshat Vayakhel, page Reish Kaf Hey, and I quote, when a person leaves any sort of an experience, that experience stays with them for a while. For example, he says, we can know when a person's walking out of a bar. When unfortunately he's intoxicated and walking, we can see right away he's not walking straight. He's probably mumbling words that make no sense. So too, says Rav Eliyahu Lopian, when the Jewish people left the experience of speaking directly to Moshe Rabbeinu, Adon HaNeviim, you can see it and sense it by them just walking. It wasn't just the actual experience of being with Moshe, but the residue of that experience that was far and beyond the actual meeting with Moshe Rabbeinu. In his words, and I quote, "Lelamed she'afilu lo hayu lomdim sham ela rak amdu lifnei Moshe, kvar kliblu yirat Hashem b'kirbam, v'hayachein nasuch al pneihem lahakir, ki yatzu milifnei Moshe." There was some sort of an aura on their face that they were speaking to Moshe Rabbeinu. And therefore, I believe the Torah is teaching us a very important message. Anytime we do something substantial, be it a mitzvah or be it any other task that we deem to be substantial, we have to remember that it's not just the actual experience of doing it, but that experience should be with us long and beyond it. Just like when you cut onions, as much as you wash your hands afterwards, the residue is going to stay there for a while. And just like when you put on tefillin, we all know that even when you take it off, the marks are going to be in our hands for a while. And if you took a shower prior to davening, then probably the mark will stay on your hair. All the more so when we do any mitzvah. It's not just the doing of the mitzvah, but the residue of it should stay on us far and beyond it. As Rav Lopian says, and I quote, Ma dehedar hayam marehem v'tahaluchotehem av k'sheyatzu milifnei Moshe b'chol psiya u'pniya shelahem. And therefore, the Torah doesn't just tell us, Vayakhel Moshe, Moshe brought them together and they had a meeting and there was an agenda. But Vayetzu kol hadat b'nei Yisrael milifnei Moshe, when they left, everybody knew these people went through an experience. They spoke to Moshe Rabbeinu. And this is the way it should be in any mitzvah we do. And allow me to just end with one example. Says the Kuzari, Rav Yehuda Halevi, in the Kuzari, Gimel Hey, that that's the way davening should be. And I quote, Geshem shemazon to'elet legufo, v'chen brachat kol tfilah shara la'adam, ad sha'at tfilah sha'achareh. Geshem shekoach ha'su'udah shesa'ad mitkayem bo ad she'isad su'udat halayla. Eating is both enjoying the experience of eating and having the meal satiate you for a while till the next meal. So too, says the Kuzari, is davening. Davening should be substantial as we daven, and the experience should satiate you until the next tefillah. Be'ezrat Hashem, I hope and pray that we will all be able to not only have substantial mitzvah experiences, but hopefully that experience will stay with us above and beyond the actual doing of the mitzvah. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom and a Chodesh Tov.